So you're bored. But ask yourself, are you listening to The Gap?
This is 104.6 The Gap.
Salutations to all of you beautiful specimens out there on this fine day. Well, I hope it's fine for you at least. This is 104.6 The Gap, your spot for out-of-this-world bangers and all you need to know about the vast unknown and beyond. Now then, let's kick things off with a little summary, shall we? First off, we have our news fill, where I will tell you about all of the goings-on out there. After that, we've got friend of the show, Varx the Loyal, coming in to discuss his suggestions and ideas for improving the detainment and rehabilitation of convicted criminals across the universe. And last and most definitely not least, I'll be calling one of you wonderful squishy little creatures to call in and request a song. God, that is a jam-packed show, isn't it? Don't say I don't treat you. Okay, let's get right into the news. Now, first off, the relationship between the Lost City's Vanguard and Super Earth's Defense Ministry is getting a little tense out there. This is due to a very awkward interaction between Commander Zavala and General Brush, where Zavala shone some light on Super Earth's controversial campaign to, allegedly, liberate the solar system of a race of bugs called Terminids. The controversy stems from speculators claiming that the whole bug menace phenomenon is just a way for Super Earth to go in, slaughter thousands of Terminids, and harvest their blood for fueling none other than their destroyer fleets. Brosh then responded by calling in a 500 kg bomb. He killed hundreds, but it's okay because they were all Guardians. So instead of blood on his hands and an expensive repair bill, he just got the repair bill. Well, I hope for Brosh's sake there's a bug race out there that bleeds money. Okay, now for some tourism news. Virgin Airlines are currently running trials for a new airline that will fly passengers from the surface to the underworld. The trial's goal was to send a test subject, which in this case was a Furon from the Andromeda Galaxy, to the Circle of Lust. The trials so far have been a tremendous success. I'll allow the Furon himself to tell you.
Well, it was just grand. It was all I could ever ask for. All the sexy topless monkeys that the little Furon downstairs wanted. This right here is what Arkvoodle was talking about, man. This was his vision.
That is fascinating. Such a little creature. Such a high sex drive. Someone get that thing into a lab. One more thing before we move on. Megacorp is planning on a merger with Hyperion. The two CEOs met up yesterday on planet Endarko to discuss a future where they would be at the precipice of defense units and weaponry across the universe. We'll keep you posted on that as it continues. Sorry, what was that? Already? Okay. Breaking news, the merger is off. I know, quite the shame. This is after the CEO of Hyperion shot Abercrombie Fizzwidget in the head out of boredom, and then got eaten by one of the proto-pets while he tried to tame it. I'm so sorry, forgive me. That would have been so sad if it didn't sound so funny. And that was all of the latest news bits that I have for you. Now, if I may just stop the music right here, because it's time to get our wonderful Elixir guest on. Now, Varx has spent most of his life being the warden of a very peculiar prison called the Prison of Elders. Varx's knowledge has assisted tyrants and sovereigns alike, ranging from Morris Solve, Queen of the Awoken, to the late Baron Praxis of Haven City. Haven City? What were you doing out there? That's a bit far, isn't it? Anyway, without any more ado, please welcome Varx. Varx, thank you very much for coming in.
Pleasure is mine.
Right, I'll get straight to the point. So, your approach to the whole rehabilitation process is to, and I quote, cast prisoner into the fray, yes? They will prevail victorious or die. Now, this is a lot more different to the more conventional methods, as I'm sure you're aware. For instance, the Combine would take their prisoners and subject them to brutal surgery, and the Imperium of Man, well, they either put their criminals to death or conscript them to join the everlasting war.
Been going for quite some time, yes?
I know, it's unbelievable. Like, come on, it's the 14th millennium. God, you'd think they'd be open to multiple deities and rulers. But yes, what makes your method so special? What makes it stand out?
My rehabilitation method gives them chance for freedom, yes? They come to me as a sinful wretch, rotten to the core. When in my prison, they either die as the wretches they came in as, or prevail as champion, cleansed and purified.
Forgive me for saying this, Varx, but I'm failing to see how this will rehabilitate the criminals. Oh, come on, it's not rehabilitating them at all. I mean, if anything, you're reinforcing the violent behavior.
Nonsense. My method is effective.
Really? Well, to me it sounds very ineffective. Look at it this way, at least when the Combine are finished with them, they don't re-offend. Well, they can't, they're too brain-dead too.
What of the Imperium of Man? Do they not also reinforce that?
Fair enough, they do,
There. If Imperium of Man does it, then my method is effective, yes?
Hold on. When they do it, they're doing it in the name of the Empire. They're redirecting the violent tendencies towards their enemies. At least in the Imperium, they're killing with purpose.
My prisoners kill with purpose also.
Boredom isn't a sufficient purpose, Varx. Come on, you know this. If I may also bring another thing to light, you have a very strong connection to the Guardians over in the Lost City. So strong, in fact, that before the Baron breakout, you used to let them come in and gun down any prisoners they see for fun.
Not just for fun. They're doing it for a reason they understand. A cause they believe in.
Oh, and what cause or reason is that? Because I'm very, very eager to understand. If you say boredom one more time.
Not boredom.
Oh, thank God. Well, then what?
Shiny rocket launcher.
I beg your pardon?
Guardians get a rocket launcher. Should they prevail in the prison of elders.
Wow, Varx, this is... Wow. Not only is your method of rehabilitation god-awful, and does the polar opposite of the very meaning of the word, it's also a violation of almost every right of a living being. You're sending criminals to maybe or maybe not get shot and killed by 3 imbeciles with floating sentient smart speakers. Well, what happens if the Guardians die?
They revive and either try again or go home.
They revive and try again or go home. Okay, well, Varx, I can quite easily say, without any hesitation, that your method of rehabilitation is the worst I have ever heard of. But it does sound very entertaining.
Makes for a thrilling time, yes?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Look, Varx, thank you very much for coming in. You're an awful warden, very awful. But I think you have a very bright future in late-night combat sports programming. I mean, if I was you, I'd be straight on the phone with Channel 5. It'd be a stark contrast to their regular dance program, but gods be damned, it sounds exciting!
Many thanks, Astronomica. Still not as exciting as when I released all prisoners in Supermax, however.
What? Right, that was the incredibly monstrous Varx. Jesus, how did he even keep his job? I mean, no wonder Praxis got killed. Anyway, it's time for our caller segment now, where I call one of you beautiful little creatures and play any song that you request. This caller hails from the Solana galaxy. Oh, Solana, very nice. Wonderful holiday resorts there. Okay, let's get them on the line, shall we? Yellow!
I am not a squishy!
Excuse me?
You called me a squishy in the summary! I'm not a squishy! I'm a genius robot scientist who will wipe out all of organic life!
Oh my God, look, honestly, considering the last guest, this is incredibly tame. That's interesting. Do you have any other hobbies aside from squishy squashing? Oh, that's a fun sentence to say, isn't it? Squishy squashing, squishy squashing.
Dominating the galaxy and eradicating the Lombax species!
Oh, you're after the Lombaxes too, eh? Good God, first it was the Cragmites and now you? Poor sod needs a break if you ask me.
The hell is a Cragmite?
Never mind. Now, do you have any requests for us?
Well, now that you mention it, I request that you join me. Together we can rally together every robot in and beyond the galaxy. We'd be unstoppable. The squishies would be helpless. We would be the very storm that is approaching our enemies.
Whoa, rewind a bit, buddy. No, not that kind of request. A song request. What song would you like me to play on the radio for you?
Oh. How about Knights of Cydonia?
Oh, some Muse. Oh, don't mind if I cock-a-doodle-do indeed. Right then, we'll get that on for you right now then, our robotic genius friend. And as for all of you, I hope you're having a wonderful day out there in the final frontier and beyond. Look after yourselves, everyone. Astronomica blasting off.
So, that a no on the Alliance?